Well, good morning, my garden and YouTube friends. How are you all this morning? It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Windermere, Florida, and our weather is getting a little tiny bit cooler. Instead of being 78 and 79, it's now down to 70. Our humidity is still in the 90s, but you can't gripe about everything. It is on the getting better side. So the elm tree here still has its leaves. It's starting to lose them, and it's not losing them too fast. I'm able to keep up with the few that are falling, and when they fall, they're a golden color, and they're tiny little leaves, barely an inch. But instead of throwing them away as I have in the years past, I now collect them and I use them as a mulch, a golden mulch around my plants back here, because I know as tiny as they are, they're going to break down quickly. So let me move along and just show you what's happening. My swale garden, as you know, that in August I got all of my, well, not all of them, but several of my volunteers from around the yard, and I planted them here, and I thought for sure the marigolds would grow and bloom. Well, I knew they would grow well, but I thought they would bloom faster, and they haven't been blooming. But you can see that the coleus, of course, is, and the reason that I grow the coleus, of course, is for the bees. I think they're just wonderful that they come and visit all of my little spots. And, well, off he went. He's a busy little guy on a Saturday morning. And so I do have a little bit of spinach out here, even, that I planted. And they were tiny little, 1 and 2 inch. And I can really, I found that even though I try to pinch this back and get it to cut and come again kind of thing, they really don't have a whole lot on the second round. That's an amaranth, and those are the seed heads, and boy, they are just very prolific. They look so similar, don't you think? Here's the coleus, here's a coleus, and here's a spinach. I'm sure if I tasted them, I would notice the difference. Here's some, finally, we're going to start to see some bloom heads on the marigolds. But the leaves, I just sweep up and put back into the soil. And I must say that I've gotten so much better soil over the years of doing this, and not always raking everything up and sweeping it up and getting rid of it, and making sure the yard looks neat and clean, and on and on. So if you can relax in your rules, I live in an HOA, so you have to be very careful. I have a drain over here, and no leaves allowed, no grass clippings. You have to be very careful. I don't want to say I live in the Nazi neighborhood, but you always have one neighbor who's going to inquire and make sure that you're taking care of your property at least as good as they do, or better. So just a quick little rundown there. I'm hiding the telephone thing here. We all have cell phones now. Nobody seems to have a landline anymore, and but they have to keep the lines there, so all good. And everything else seems to be looking good. Crepe myrtle, seed heads are developing, and most of those are sterile. But occasionally I'll find ones down below that are starting, just as I find things from this elm tree that the seeds have germinated all by themselves. I pulled out all of my coleus. I just needed a clean look. And you can see what I'm doing with the leaves. I'm spreading them all around the base of the gardenia plant. and I need to get out here and plant these. That's a moringa, and that's a pigeon pea. That's a Brazilian spinach, and that's 2 mangoes in the back. And I need to take those to the backyard and plant them. I keep talking about this liriope getting so, well, it's not so much aggressive, but it's just, it's leading its life, and it's, it is a grass, and grass spreads, so it's really, you can say, oh, wow, how healthy looking, and then you could look at it again and go, wow, it's taking over. You can see some more spinach and some more balsam. And also, these are my tomato plants. These are the Everglades tomatoes that are supposed to do well throughout Florida and the warmer states. I think you could probably grow them anywhere in the summer, but these should really start to set some fruit now. You can see, let me see if I can get in here. Can you see that? The blossoms on them, and the blossoms keep, and I think I see those almost look like they're turning like to little green heads. That would just be great. This is the kind of fruit, it's about that size that you probably need 5 or 6 to equal 1 grape tomato, but they are little nuggets, and well, they're very, very sweet, so I wanted to try them. I'm going to back off here and show you how pretty the Bougainvillea look. Isn't that stunning? What a beautiful bloom. About the only time I notice that the bees come up is when this bloom actually opens up fully. You can see this is what the bloom looks like originally. And then once these little stamen open, they become another flower. But it really is a pretty plant, pretty tree. I guess you'd call it more of a vine, the way it grows. And I have 2 of them, and I've had them here for about 13 years now. We've lived here for 14 years, so we planted them the year after, and they were just nothing more than a little, maybe 18-inch stick that looked really pathetic, but it was kind of, even though they were only small, they were just kind of like braided around a little 1-by-1 piece of board, and I just kind of grew them from there. Beautiful day out here. It's supposed to get up to 86 for those of you who are already getting cool weather. So anyway, that's my look. Over here, the ligustrum is really flushing out and looks great, but it has Halloween lights around it. So I really can't get out here with the trimmer quite yet. I'm going to have to wait for another, what is this, another 10 days maybe 2 weeks. So that's it. Just wanted to give you a little update on my yard and show you the front. And I hope you'll enjoy it and watch it. And if you like my content, I hope you'll subscribe and ring the bell. And I hope to come back and see you again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.